got really quiet. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Missouri Southern State University. We are so pleased that you were able to join us today for another exciting day in Missouri Southern athletics. My name is Julie Wingert, and I'm interim vice president for student affairs. With 12 years of experience in the athletics department, it was a great honor to be able to serve as chairwoman for the director of athletics search committee. During this process, which ran from the end of January through mid-April, we had 90 applications for the position. We were fortunate enough to have procured the services of Dr. Kurt Patberg, Senior Vice President of Athletic Staffing Consultants, who helped our search committee on the very front end of this process. He helped us build both a diverse and qualified candidate pool, and we were very pleased with his work. With such a great pool of candidates, the search committee definitely had their work cut out for them in vetting all of the candidates and narrowing the pool down to our 4 finalists. Our committee consisted of Director of Athletic Internal Operations, Carissa Burr, Head Baseball Coach, Bryce Darnell, Dean of Plaster College of Business and Faculty Athletics Rep, Dr. Jeff Zimmerman, Linebacker Steering Committee President, Alan Cook, Director of Annual Giving, Alyssa Bryant, Volleyball Head Coach, Kaylee Mader, Softball Student Athlete, Abby Atkin, and Men's Basketball Student Athlete, Christian Bundy. Right now, I'd like to personally thank all of the members of this committee for all of their time, their work, and their attention to detail they provided during this process. To give you an idea of the tremendous undertaking this group of volunteer committee members took part in, here's some of the things that they did. They participated in several Zoom meetings for planning. They reviewed all of the application materials and resumes and cover letters for all 90 applicants. They fielded phone calls from others advocating for people for the position. They spent time in meaningful deliberations to go through all the difficult decisions to narrow the pool. They conducted interviews and multiple in-person sessions when we got here for the on-campus interview process for each of our finalists. And finally, they established a list of strengths and weaknesses to provide to Dr. Van Galen for the decision-making process. So the search committee did exude a high level of professionalism and a strong spirit of collaboration. I can't thank them enough for their work. So I'd like to publicly thank Carissa, Bryce, Jeff, Alan, Alyssa, Kaylee, Abby, and Christian for their service to Missouri Southern. Thank you all. At this time, I would like to welcome Missouri Southern's president, Dr. Dean Van Galen, to the podium.
Well, good afternoon. It is a great and beautiful day here at Missouri Southern. Thank you for being here. A special welcome to members of our Board of Governors, the Foundation Board, Linebacker Steering Committee, and the many supporters who care about our university and line athletics. It's really an important day for line athletics here at Missouri Southern as we welcome Rob Mallory as the 6th Director of Athletics in Missouri Southern's history. Rob will officially begin his duties on July 1st, 2021, but today we wanted to welcome him and introduce him to you. Also, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Rob's family. He's joined today by his wife, Holly, and children, Lily and Mitchell. So it's wonderful to have you here on campus and in Joplin. A little bit about Rob. In conducting a national search for our Director of Athletics, we had a strong pool of applicants for this position. In fact, over 90, with dozens more inquiries. But there were experiences and qualities that Rob possesses that made him stand out. Rob comes to us from Kentucky Wesleyan, a NCAA Division II institution that offers 21 varsity sports, where he served as Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics. He was promoted to this position in January of 2021 after serving as Director of Athletics since the year 2015. Prior to that, Rob was an Associate Director of Athletics at NCAA Division II Quincy University, which is in Illinois, from the year 2010 to 2015. There he directed a comprehensive compliance program as a Senior Compliance Officer. Rob's experience also includes 3 years at the University of Evansville, which is an NCAA Division I institution, as the Director of Marketing and Ticket Services. During Rob's on-campus interview earlier this month, I really enjoyed meeting with Rob and was extraordinarily impressed with his thoughtful and strategic approach to leading a Division II athletics program. Rob demonstrated strong core values that align very well with our university's mission and a philosophy and plan that will move Lions athletics forward. It is clear that he has a passion for building and supporting not only outstanding and successful athletic programs, but outstanding student athletes, both on and off the field. During Rob's tenure at Kentucky Wesleyan, he led and supported increases in revenue to the Panther Athletic Fund, updates and renovation plans for all of their athletic facilities, and the addition of 4 new programs. The Panthers have also flourished in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference, winning 5 conference titles and making 6 appearances in the NCAA tournament. In the classroom at Kentucky Wesleyan, 16 programs maintain a cumulative GPA above 3, while 1/3 of all student athletes earned academic All-American honors for the 2019-2020 academic year. Also, in the year 2019, Rob was appointed to the NCAA Division II Football Committee for a 4-year term, which followed 3-year terms serving on the NCAA Division II Regional Advisory Committee for football and for baseball. In summary, it is clear that Rob Mallory is a great fit for Missouri Southern and that he is poised to provide outstanding leadership. So today, now, please join me in welcoming Rob Mallory as the next athletic director of Missouri Southern.
Good afternoon. It's truly an honor to stand up here before you all today as the 6th athletic director in Missouri Southern history, and I thank you all for coming out this afternoon. I've got to say, you all know how to make a guy feel welcome. The number of congratulatory notes, welcome wishes that I've received over the past couple of weeks from people I've never met, people like Sally Beard, Skip Hale, Clive Very, and more. It's truly astounding. So while we haven't made the move here yet officially, it's already beginning to feel like home. And so I thank you to all that have reached out. And I don't want this to come off sounding like an awards show acceptance speech, but I need to continue with the thank yous a little bit. There's far too many people in my life that have helped me get to the point that I'm at today for me to possibly thank them all. But I hope that they know who they are. But I'd be foolish if I didn't start with my family. My wife, Holly, daughter, Lily, son, Mitchell, as well as my family that's watching online as I know they are today. The ability to chase opportunities like this one, the ability to do what I love, it's not possible without the support and the sacrifice of my family. So we can't wait to get here, to get ingrained in this wonderful community. I'm thrilled that Holly, Lily, and Mitchell are able to be here with me today. I hope you all get a chance to meet them. They are truly the best part of me. Thank you guys. I love you so much. I want to thank Dr. Julie Wingert for her efforts as the chair of the search committee, and for the entire committee for their diligence and commitment to the process, and if you don't mind me saying, for their excellent judgment. And I also have to thank Dr. Dean Van Galen, of course. Now, I asked Heather before this started how long I had to be here before I could start calling you DVG. She said I could go ahead and do that now. So it'll be DVG from here on out. But thank you, Dr. Van Galen, for entrusting me with the leadership of the Missouri Southern Athletic Department. It's a responsibility I certainly do not take lightly. And I'll spend every day making sure you don't regret that decision. I met Dr. Van Galen for the first time. Sorry, DVG. I'm already messing up. For the first time, we had dinner shortly after I arrived in Joplin for the interview about a month ago. And very early on in that meeting, I asked a question, and it was his answer to that question that validated everything that I thought I knew about how great of an opportunity this was. The question I asked was simple, but it was important. How do you define success for Missouri Southern athletics? without hesitation, he told me there were 3 key factors in how he defined success for Missouri Southern athletics. Number 1, all of our programs will be highly competitive. And if I get any of this wrong, let me know. Number 2, we will graduate student athletes at a high rate while providing an excellent student athlete experience. And number 3, we'll do it all the right way. And I would go on to learn a lot more about Missouri Southern in the following 24 hours from that dinner, but I knew right then from that very answer that this was a great fit for me. If you spent any time with me over that day and a half, whether it was in person or virtually, you probably heard me talk about alignment. I truly believe that alignment in leadership is critical to sustainable success. And I knew from that answer that we had alignment here between the president and the hopeful, at that time, athletic director. So what does that mean when I say alignment? It doesn't mean that we'll agree on everything all the time. Sorry, but what's the fun in that? What it means is that as you zoom out, as the topics and issues get broader, that the philosophy and the core beliefs are the same. And I truly believe that to be the case here. So when I'm asked, and I know I will be asked, what is your vision for Missouri Southern athletics? It's that. All of our programs will be highly competitive. We will graduate student athletes at a high rate while providing a first-class student athlete experience. And we'll do it the right way. We'll do it with integrity. We will not shy away from talking about our desire to win. We will value both the student and the athlete experience. And we will not take shortcuts or compromise the manner in which we do it. Now, easier said than done, right? Especially in the MIAA. And I know that's the challenge. But the reality is, if you can compete in this conference, you can compete for national championships. And it's that challenge that excites me. And really, to me, it should excite every one of our student athletes, every one of our coaches. Who doesn't want to compete against the best? To me, we all should. But we shouldn't have to sacrifice who we are and our values in order to do it. So what's the plan? Right? That's the really hard question. I don't come here today with some master plan or some guaranteed blueprint for success. So I say, let's keep it simple right now. Starting today, starting in this moment, let's just focus on simply being the best version of Missouri Southern that we can be. And then let's do it again tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. And while we're doing that, focusing on being the best that we can be, we'll work on figuring out what it's going to take to unlock that potential that I know exists for an even higher level of success. And when we do figure it out, we'll do the work and we'll go get it. To close, I just want to say this to our student athletes. I cannot wait to meet you. I can't wait to watch you compete. I'm a little distracted by the softball game that's going on down here. It's easily the best part of the job. But my challenge to you, to our student athletes at Missouri Southern, is this: own your experience. No one has more authority over your experience than you. Make it yours. It's a nice slogan, but it's not just a slogan for a website. It's the opportunity you have each and every day as an NCAA Division II student athlete. And I'll be there, walking along beside you every step of the way to make sure that experience is the best that it can be. To our coaches and the athletic department staff, we're a team. This is not my athletic department. It is our athletic department. What I want to do is give you the tools that you need to be successful and to put you in the best position possible to achieve your goals. To the faculty, staff, and administration of Missouri Southern State University, speaking of teams, I'm on your team. I look forward to working with all of you. I firmly believe that we have more common ground than competing interests. So let's use that common ground and let's build bridges that might not exist right now. To our alumni, nothing sustainable is built without a solid foundation upon which to stand. You are the foundation for the future of Lion athletics that we seek to build. And I wouldn't be here if I didn't know that foundation was strong. To the Lion backers, I haven't met very many of you in person, but I feel like I know you, collectively at least. You're passionate and loyal. You're service-oriented. You work hard. Yet you're often in the background, a critical and sometimes overlooked component to the success of the athletic department. So I look forward to working with you to foster additional support for our student athletes and coaches. So to all those groups, anyone that I missed, anyone that's invested or cares even just a little bit about this place, collectively, we are the pride. Together, and only together, the pride, not Rob Mallory, will lead Missouri Southern to an era of unprecedented success. Thank you all. Oh, sorry, what are we doing here?
All right, at this time, I'd like to open up for any questions that you have of Mr. Mallory. We ask that we have some handheld mics to be used that'll be coming around to you. So if you'll raise your hand, we'll bring the mic to you when you have a question.
Yes, Mr. Mallory, what first attracted you to this position?
Well, you know, I think an institution that's obviously had some success. You've got programs like baseball with Coach Darnell and men's basketball, track and field. You want to go to a place that's been able to win. And I know there's some sports where we maybe haven't had the success that we've wanted to, but that's a big first step. You want to go somewhere you feel you can be successful. But also, you know, as you look at it, leadership that people are excited about with Dr. Van Galen, a great community such as Joplin and really the whole 4 states area. I just think there's a lot here. The MIAA, you know, I said I want to compete against the best. And if you can win in this conference, you can win national championships. So when you package all of that together, I don't think there's very many places anywhere in the country that can put together quite as an attractive set of qualities as Missouri Southern. To me, the first order of business is get to know people. I mean, make connections in this community. No athletic department is successful without the support of its community. So, you know, we as a family want to get here and get ingrained. That's when I say get to know people, that's internal and external. You know, I said during the interview process, I firmly believe you've got to know your team to lead your team. So I want to sit down, and that doesn't start upon arrival. That's starting right now. I'm meeting regularly with interim athletic director Corey Reed, and we're going to start bringing staff members into those meetings. I want to hit the ground running July 1, already feeling like I know the team internally, so I can focus maybe a little bit more externally once we get here. But to me, it's make those connections. It's a lot of listening. You know, I've got a lot to learn. I don't pretend to come in here an expert on everything that it takes to be successful at Missouri Southern. So I want to learn from people like Sally Beard that have had success and that know what it takes. So, yeah, to me, it's listening and learning and connecting. Easy crowd today.
I think you've answered my first question, which was, it sounds like you have not had an opportunity really to meet with the staff.
Not collectively, no.
Okay. So Julie told me to be prepared with questions. So question number 2. You have been at Division I and you've been at Division II. What do you think sets Division II apart, and how does that relate to Missouri Southern?
So one of the things that sets Division II apart is, and we've used this as a slogan and as a tagline in Division II, right? Life in the balance. But I think balance is more than a slogan in Division II. And that relates in so many ways, right? Whether it's work-life balance for your staff, not that they're not working hard, but there's at least an opportunity for that. But really when it's the students, right, to have the balance. When we talk about the student-athlete experience, oftentimes we fall into the trap of thinking just about the athletic side of it. And the athletic side is obviously very important. It's a big reason why they choose an institution. They've made the conscious decision that they want athletics to be part of their college experience. But we forget about the student side of that sometimes. And students might want to take advantage of learning opportunities, high impact learning opportunities, internships, things like that. And I think at Division II, you have an opportunity to do that. And I know that's something that Dr. Van Galen is passionate about. So when you ask, how does that relate to Missouri Southern, I think it gives us the best of both worlds. I've heard people kind of refer to Division II as the purgatory of athletics, and I couldn't disagree with that more, right? They're coming in thinking, well, it's not quite funded like Division I, and the revenue is not there. The academics aren't the same as they are in Division III, and I think it's the best of both worlds. I think you get the opportunity to have that academic experience while providing high-level competition opportunities for student athletes. And so I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I think that an institution like Missouri Southern has an opportunity to set itself apart in this region and really served well by Division II affiliation.
You spoke about leading and doing things the right way and a lot about integrity. What does that kind of look like for you?
Big question. No, I just, it's being uncompromising in your values. And it's really easy in the world of athletics to be tempted by shortcuts. And that's typically going to lead you down the wrong road, right? And you might get that quick euphoria of quick success, but it won't be sustainable. And so, for me, we're not going to take those shortcuts. We're not going to look for the easy way out. We're not going to look for that hit of euphoria. We're going to do things the right way. Have some patience. Even it might take a little bit longer to do things the right way, but that success will last much longer. I firmly believe that.
Can we expect at some point in time, after you have been here a while and feel like you have a much better take on who we are and what we can do, can we expect to see somewhat of a strategic plan or a 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 year look ahead that'll be transparent for all of us, or will you kind of keep that close to the vest and maybe that'll just be more of something you don't want as transparent? Or how will you approach that with the university community and the community in general, as far as showing everybody what your vision is and what you see from Missouri Southern?
Yeah, I think that the athletic department at Missouri Southern is ripe for a strategic plan. I think that you've got, if you go on the website and you can see a really well-articulated mission, vision, values, statements, and objectives, but not really how you're going to do it. And that's what I would like to see is, okay, we've set the goals, but we haven't really told anybody how we plan to get there. So to get in here, dive in, learn, connect, get that feedback, and then really put pen to paper on a strategic plan. And a strategic plan to be effective can't just be, one guy sitting in a corner office. You've got to be collaborative. You've got to get other people involved in that. And absolutely, that's public, because I want to be held accountable for it. If we're putting that down in writing that that's what we plan to do, let's put it out there so that people, there might be a good reason if something doesn't get done, why that's the case. But, ultimately I want people to know what that roadmap is that we envision getting us to the success that we want to have. All right, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for doing your homework, Sally. Appreciate that. Well, this concludes our time together. Dr. Van Galen and Rob will be available to the media afterwards for any questions. We appreciate everyone attending today, both in person and online. We hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. And as always, go Lions.